What's up, beautiful people? It's Sindafam and welcome to the channel. Today we have this very interesting video and it's titled Candace Owens Destroys Student. Reparations are a scam. Also, I'm excited to check this one out to hear what Candace Owens have got to say. Let's check it out.
Well, first of all, I would like to say there are some points with y'all that I do agree with. The whole toxic masculine, Me Too movement. I agree with you on that. But you said that in the 2018 tweet that America shouldn't give black people reparations.
Should or shouldn't?
Shouldn't.
No.
Okay.
Well, I actually didn't. I retweeted someone else. I think you're talking about DC Drano.
No, he didn't say it.
No, you said your stance on Twitter. You said on Twitter that you're
talking to me, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You said your
Sure.
solution for it is that America should just move forward.
Yeah.
But the UN actually said that
We're not the United Nations.
I'm just saying that they said that the U.S. owes us reparations, but and you said that.
Owes who?
When did I say the U.S. owes us reparations?
No, I'm saying that they said that. You
The
never
UN.
said that.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Sorry, I wasn't following. So the United Nations said in 2018,
No, 2016.
2016 that America owes us reparations.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And my question is, and you said that racism doesn't exist anymore. When did you?
I
She
never
did not
said
say
that.
that.
You
Oh,
read
she
you
did?
read an article.
No.
Nope. I said I was never a slave, and then the Root
Okay.
jumped into the front of what I said and said Candace says racism doesn't exist because she was never a slave. That was fake news. Racism does exist.
Well, I hate
America
the
is not a
Root-
racist
I hate
country.
the Root too. So.
Yeah.
So like, why don't you think we deserve reparations? I mean, you did get a check for a racist act back when you were in high school.
So first off, these are two different points. I do not think that we deserve reparations for slavery. I was never a slave in this country, and I think that the idea, if you think that you're going to get more than $200 from the government, okay, this entire debate is just it's a joke, okay? It's never going to happen. Do you think that we're the only group? I'm just going to ask you this question that has had something awful happen to them in this country? Should the Japanese get reparations for the internment camps?
Okay.
Should the Irish,
Okay,
all the
there's
Irish? Who's
18
Irish in this room? Raise your hand. Should they get? Oh, that's a lot of Irish people. Should they get reparations for the Irish need not apply during the Progressive era and all the terrible things that happened to them?
Okay.
What about the Jewish people? Should they get reparations for the Holocaust?
Well, they did get reparations in Germany.
No, they didn't.
No, they
That is
didn't.
a myth, and that
Not
is
in
false.
America.
They did not get any. They didn't get any reparations in America. So
I wasn't talking- I
okay,
wasn't
but here's my
talking about
question:
the
do you understand how slippery the slope is when you start saying reparations? At the beginning of humanity, the slave trade used to be legal. It used to be legal. And do you want to know who got reparations? This is actually fascinating. I learned this from Larry Elder yesterday. In the UK, they decided to give reparations because of the slave trade when they abolished it. You know who they gave reparations to? The slave owners. Because black people were their property legally. It was legal, right? So when they got rid of it, they gave them reparations. The point is that no matter where you go in history, someone was oppressed. You cannot look to correct history by thinking that you're going to get a small check because every single person in this room would get a check. It's just a means for them to seize you emotionally and make you think that you deserve something or you're going to get something. And if they actually factually did it, it would probably amount to $400 that you couldn't even spend at a club on a weekend. Just telling you. That's what Elizabeth Warren wants to talk about.
Wow. Like, honestly, I always love listening to Candace Owens because she shares knowledgeable truth and facts. Come on. I mean, the ideology that black Americans always make it seem like, oh, they deserve reparations. They are the only ones that have suffered. They are oppressed. Come on. You're not the only one that were oppressed. I mean, come on. If we're even going to be talking about reparation, I've said it before, and I'm always going to be going to say it. And I'm glad that Candace Owens cleared that out, and she's made a very good point. If we're going to be talking to pay reparations to black Americans or to black folks, therefore, the Irish were going to pay, they should also claim reparation. The Jewish would also claim reparation. Every other person, like, if you look far back, every person one way or the other has been oppressed. They're definitely gonna claim reparation. So who is gonna be paying the reparation and who is gonna be paying the reparation to who? See, listen, all of this reparation talk and idea is insane. Y'all should go and get a job. I mean, if you have a job, you will not sit down and be thinking to wait for the government to give you free money that you did not work for. Who oppressed you? Were you slaves? I mean, Candace even cleared it out and said it. Slavery was a thing. It was legal in that day and age. Your ancestors who knew better, knew the real story, especially those that were slaves and those that were slave owners. They knew. They bought them slaves. These people, the slave owners, bought the slaves. They bought them because it was legal. But of course, it's always the blacks that would always come out and say, oh, we indeed deserve reparation. This thing. And of course, the people that they will claim to say, oh, should pay reparation is America, because Americans suffered, oppressed you. Americans bought your ancestors, or have you forgotten? But you were not slaves. Your African brothers sold you. Why are you people not coming to Africa to come and meet your African ancestors to ask them why they sold your brothers, sold your ancestral families or ancestral brothers as slave? Let them pay reparation, or go to the Middle East to ask them why they castrated your African brothers or your people that looked like you. So let them pay reparation for oppressing you. Because of course, if you're saying Americans oppressed you and you were slaves in America, you might as well go to in here, what's it called, Middle East, the other places, to claim reparation and say, oh, they should pay reparation for oppressing you. Because of course, the idea that blacks are victims all the time is sickening. None of you experienced what your ancestors experienced, and you're making their effort go to waste. Especially those who were freed slaves. Or did you miss the part that some people who were slaves were freed and were no longer slaves? Okay, if Americans are going to pay reparations to the black Americans, then you might as well, if they are going to pay you reparation, then it's simple. After they pay you reparation, they will send you back to your African ancestors to go back to Africa, and then you will denounce your citizenship. I think that one will be better, because they brought your ancestors now, and your ancestors were working for them, so they owned you guys. So if now they are going to pay, that which reparation is more or less like refund. So if they are going to refund, then they will return you back to where you came from, where your ancestors came from. That should be a fair plight. Because today you are saying the UN said US owe you people reparation. From where? From where? Please stop it. Stop it. Nobody owe anybody reparation anything. If you're looking for reparation, go and work, go and get a job. Of course, because if you have a job and if you have something doing, you will not sit down and be crying and looking for reparation or looking for money that you did not even work for. Get a job. But of course, that is the idea. That is what the knowledge that they want to inflict in your head, the mindset that they want to inflict in your head, and say, you are being oppressed, you deserve reparation for this, you deserve this. Every goddamn body that existed in this world, one way or the other, might have been oppressed, or is being oppressed, or is oppressed. So they should get reparation. Or don't you think so? And more so, if we even dig far back to most of these things, we will discover that some of your ancestors too owned slaves. So, because you people did not suffer, you people did not even know what it was like to be a slave. And thank God Candace said it, because she was never a slave. Were you a slave? Did you walk the walk the slaves did, or did you work what the slaves did? No, you did not. So why are you looking for money that you did not work for? Get a job. If you have a job and if you have something doing, or if your mind is busy doing something, you will not be thinking of reparation. But yeah, I love that Candice cleared this out, and I always love and look forward to hearing Candace Owens speak, because she has knowledgeable idea to share. And one other person that she also mentioned here was Larry Elder. Larry Elder has I've listened to his interview once, and lots of you have been recommending I check couple of videos and topics that Larry Elder has talked about, which I'm also going to be checking, because the interview I checked was knowledgeable, and I really did enjoy it. Apparently he's also one of the presidential candidates in for 2024 in America, or in the US presidency race. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be checking more of Larry Elder. So yeah, get yourself acquainted with knowledge sharing, educated people. Get yourself acquainted with people like Candace Owens, Larry Elder, Thomas Sowell, who share knowledgeable ideas, especially regarding slavery and other historical events that happen, because lots of the things that you're being told or you're being taught are not the truth, and lots of people would want to know the truth. And if you really want to know the truth, then you should get yourself acquainted with these people and learn from them. Read their books, so you learn and know other historical events that you're not being told, because most likely you're not being told the truth. I'll urge you guys to learn from these individuals, and there are lots more other people that you might also want to learn from, but these are for now, these are the three people that I know, especially for Black folks. These are the three people that I know that are knowledgeable and that I've actually learned a lot from. So I urge you to check them out. But yeah, I would really love your thoughts and your contribution in the comment down below. What are your thoughts about reparation? What are your thoughts about slavery? What are your thoughts about slave owners and the American slave and everything? I would really love to read from you. You can share other useful information you think might be really helpful. And until next time, see you in the next video.